Hi, I'm Greg Grant, Smith County horticulturist with the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service in Tyler, Texas. And today we're going to feature the Formosa lily, or sometimes known as the Philippine lily, a really standout true lily that we can grow in our gardens in the South. Unlike most of the things that we call lily, this is a true lily in the genus Lilium in the lily family. Most of the things we grow in the South and call lilies aren't even lilies and aren't even in the lily family. So think about crinum lily, lint lily, rain lily, canna lily, day lilies. None of those are even in the lily family, so not true lilies. This is a real lily, and the only lilies we can grow in the South that do well would probably be tiger lily, Philippine lily, and Easter lily. The cool thing about this one is it's so bold, so beautiful, so delicate, so fragrant that you'd look at it and think that lily literally probably belongs in Washington State or England, but no, it really thrives in the South. And the ironic portion is it blooms in the hottest, worst time of the year. So how would something so pristine, so lily white, maintain itself in the dense heat of the summer in the South? It's because it's really a night bloomer. So even though you see these flowers now, you come out here at night, they will be bumbling with big hawk moths or sphinx moths being pollinated at night. And so when you see a white flower that's fragrant like these, that almost always tells you it's not bee pollinated, it's not butterfly pollinated, it's moth pollinated. So white shows up at night, reflects moonlight, fragrance to attract moths. You can't see much at night, but they can smell those blooms and they can see that reflected light. And so that's why a lot of those moths will sometimes dive at your white hair or your white cap because they literally think you're a flower too. So Philippine lilies are in the species Lilium formosanum for the island of Formosa or Taiwan. They were once known as Lilium philippinense, and now technically known as Lilium formosanum. So great lilies. Sometimes we get questions about these aren't so tall, or those the dwarf variety called Lilium formosanum pricei. And then sometimes they're really tall, and sometimes they're intermediate. Well, it really more often has to do with how much sunlight they're grown in. So the more sunlight, in this case, for in full direct sun, they grow shorter. In the shade, sometimes they may get even 6 feet tall. And the variety Pricei, which is not very common at all, it really looks like a clump of monkey grass with these flowers shoved down in it. So I don't typically see the variety Pricei very often. Mostly it has to do with whether they're first year seedlings blooming and whether they're in full sun or full shade. So shorter in the sun, taller in the shade, pretty much adapted to both sun and shade, just a little bit difference in the height. Big, tall, spindly things with grass-like foliage. It's our only true lily here that reseeds. Lily naturally reseeds. These will form kind of candelabra-like seed pods above here. Ripen seed in the fall, and they literally look like little paper seeds made out of spun gold. And as the wind blows, they swirl out of those seed pods, fall across the garden. And if you know what you're looking at, they literally look like little blades of Bermuda or crabgrass coming up. And so if you leave them, they're the only lily, supposedly worldwide, that'll bloom that first year from seed. So next year that little grass can turn into a seedling, maybe 3 foot tall with the bloom on top of it. They tend to be short-lived perennials, maybe 4 or 5 years, but constantly reseeding, popping up around the garden. So really great garden for the South. Lilium formosanum, the Philippine lily, the Formosan lily. Beautiful white flowers, fragrant flowers, particularly at night when the moths come out to pollinate them.